Good evening and welcome to our live crafting this evening. My name's Jenny McCormack. I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the market. I can't get my words out tonight. I'm based in the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire here in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me. Our Facebook Live this evening features our chosen stamp set of the week. Sorry about that reflection. It's called Hot Air Balloon, as you can see from the picture, and it featured in our coffee and card on Tuesday, and will also be for our coffee and card tomorrow in Brackley, and then again next Monday in Toaster. This was the card that I made live on Monday morning. So if you haven't seen that, that is available on Facebook and YouTube. And I've used the Cloud Punch and stamped Happy Birthday. And then I stamped 2 elements from the stamp set, plus the little basket underneath. And then I used one of our borders dies that has this lovely cloud effect, and I used that with some blending brushes to create the clouds. Not sure how much of that you can see, but they are indeed there. Let me just pop my mobile on so I can see any messages as we go along. We will see. Of course, no. It tells me I'm live. There we go. Okay, so hi, if it's you, Caroline, or it might be Lexi, or the rest of the family, whoever happens to be watching. So this was the one that we created. And with the stamp set, these two go together to make a balloon. This and this go together. That's what I use for this stamp here. And then you can also use these, which is an infill to those that fill in that little gap there. And then you have 2 different sizes of balloons and 4 sentiments. There are a set of dies that go with them. And the stamp set will work obviously well on its own. Let me just introduce the dies to you quickly. So they're called Hot Air Balloon dies. We have this one here which creates a little banner that can sit over the balloon if you want it to. And then we have the large balloon here, and oh, hi Caroline. Lexi Cinema, how very civilised. So we have a larger one and a smaller one. Let me bring in a piece of white card. And those obviously will cut the outlines for the balloons if you stamp, but also it just cuts the hot air balloon shape, which you'll see shortly. And then we have elements here that can go across the balloon, like so, that you could either add sentiments into. And then we also have, I'm trying to peel this one off, these detailed ones. So this does the same sort of thing and has a bordered edge. So what I do need to do is cut these out so you can see those in a little bit more detail. That one goes in there like that as well. So you can add all of these different banners. And then we have this one that cuts out a really fancy banner, very similar to the stamped element, but it's got another layer of dots to it. And then to match the papers that go with this, there are some heart-shaped balloons. Now obviously you could use this just as a heart in its own right, but it happens to cut out the heart-shaped balloons on one of the sheets of paper from the coordinating set. And then you've got that detail there as well if you wish. And then in addition to that, we've got 2 of the little baskets that match the stamp, and then a separate little basket on its own. We have some clouds, another banner, and then this piece here that can be attached to the plain balloon to have the little basket underneath. So quite an extensive set of dies. And I have cut some of these out already, which are here. So I'm just going to tip these out. So this is the larger one. I've got loads of those. And this is the smaller one. So one of the options at Coffee and Card was to use this balloon instead of stamping one, or stamping some of the detail onto the balloon if people preferred. So I just want to see how many of these I've got, because what I want to do is a 3D balloon. Okay, there's one with it stamped on, so you can see that. Hopefully I've got enough. I need 5, so I really want 5 different colours, which I think I have. Perfect. So this is the banner. So if you're doing a flat balloon, you can pop this banner across. Obviously you can use it for something else as well, just general normal sentiments. And those are my balloons. So I'm going to choose 5 different colours. I want some quite nice contrasting colours. 1, 2. So I've got Azure Afternoon. I've got Granny Apple Green. That's Parakeet Party. That's Real Red. Let's have Daffodil Delight, and then let's go for this one, a different green. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these in half and then put them together so that they open out. They'll go flat for the envelope, and they'll open out when the card is opened, hopefully. So there's a number of ways you can do this. If you prefer and you have a trimmer to hand, what you can do, let me move these out of the way, is put the centre line of the balloon, and there happens to be a really useful little dimple at the top. So if you want it accurate, what you can do is put this up at the top and put the centre of the balloon on the track, like so. And then you can score that. I need to lift that one out of the way. In the centre, like that. Hopefully you can see that. Just about, yes. Just about. So you can do that, or you can just literally fold it in half. It just depends on how dexterous you are and whether you like it scored first. So what I'm going to do is just fold that over and repeat that for the other balloons. So I'm just going to line those up. That went a little bit wonky. There we go. 1, 2. So if you have our older hot air balloon stamp and dies, you can do the same thing. I think the dies are a little bit bigger from memory. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. And I had the other green one, didn't I? I could do a different blue. No, green I'm going to go for. And I can put these at opposite ends as well if I want to. Okay, so now I've got 5 of these. Just going to fold them the other way so I've got the sort of proper die cut side facing up. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach these together. So basically those are going to go together, and then another one like so, and then that one, and then the other one, and then when they're together they will open out to make a nice rounded hot air balloon. So let's start with this one here. And what you can do, if you've got something like a peg or a paper clip to hand, is you can use this to hold the balloons as you go along. So the way that I like to do it is start with one here, add a little bit of glue, let's make sure that's coming out, to one side of the balloon, like so, not too much, and then put the next one on it. And then what I like to do is line those up together, like so. Now, it doesn't matter if they're not exactly aligned, because you've got a little bit of play with them. But what you can do to make your life easier is, if you've got a peg, is use that to hold it in place. Don't put too much glue on, you don't want it spilling out the side. Okay, and with our glue it doesn't take very long to hold. And then you've got your balloon beginning to take shape. So let's add a red one this time round. Okay. It's a posh peg, is it? It's a stainless steel peg with nice soft edges. I've had them for years. But I never thought of it as posh. Hi Rachel, thank you for joining us. So there goes our next one. So the tidier you can keep the join, the better, basically. And if you don't want to keep hold of it, then as I say, just use a peg, but just even a good paper clip or a little file holder would do the job. So I think one of these, like a bulldog clip, that's the word, that's what I was thinking of, just to hold them together like so. And so can you see how that's working? So you really want an odd number, so this is 3, so that this one can fold flat when you put it in the envelope, and then it pops up like so. So let's do another one and pop the glue on. And I definitely prefer to do this one at a time, rather than put all the glue on and then find you've got glue on the wrong side of the balloon, or you've got double the amount of glue that you need, like so. So I hope everybody's had a good day. It's been a busy day for me, doing just the usual bits and pieces really. So I recorded a video this morning for our new Class in a Box for April, and so details for that will go out. And people have also requested information about my In Colour club, which I run for a new catalogue, and also the paper shares for the papers for the new catalogue. So I'll be working on those as well. And on the weekends, on Saturday, I have my new extended card class that I'm running with Sam Dempsey-Clark, one of my team members, and we're running this in Bicester. And there are 4 classes that people can go to, and they'll come away with 4 completely different projects, 2 from Sam and 2 from me. So I'm really looking forward to that at a new venue for us in Bicester. Okay, so I'm just making sure that my little balloon is holding together, so I'm just going to leave that there like that. And I'm going to die cut the basket in a second, but what I'm going to do is just get my background ready. So this is a standard piece of basic white thick card. This is half an A4 sheet. So it's cut down from the top at 14.85, which is the halfway mark, and scored at 10.5, which is the halfway across. I've then got a piece of basic black card, and that's cut to 10 centimeters across here by 14.35. And then I managed to find some papers from our celebration that was January and February this year, and I just happened to have a few, literally a few sheets left, and it's got these lovely clouds on. So there are different backings. So you have, if I basically put these two together, that is most of the sheet. So you have these plain clouds, and then you have clouds and rain underneath it. But also you've got these lovely patterned style clouds here. So I thought I would use one of those. And what you could do, if you're careful, is if you look at this, you could stamp your sentiment on this cloud, or you could stamp it and add another cloud to it if you wanted to. I'm going to use this one, it just happens to be there at the ready. So I can just pop these two layers together while I'm waiting. So just a little bit of wet glue all over, but not too much of it. Popping that on the background. I could have used shaded spruce, which is this green, or Pool Party or Lost Lagoon, or I could have used basic grey. So those two layers are going to go together like so. So you can buy this as a stamp set on its own, you can buy the dies on their own, or you can buy them as a bundle together. Great for men's cards, of course, and anybody who likes the outdoors or ballooning. Okay, so there's our base layers. Here's our balloon, and you can see how that's come together now. There'd be nothing to stop you putting another two on there if you wanted to. You could really stack those up, and it's going to sit flat wherever I put it on here. So I'm going to glue these pieces down, and then as long as you've used an odd number, then you can fold that open to pop it into the envelope, and then when they open the envelope up, they might need to just move it together, but they'll be able to see that it's a full balloon. Just wonder whether to try two more. I'm tempted. Let's have a quick look. I think I've only ever done it with 5. But let's be brave and make it 7. So I'm going to put this one either side. Like that. So when you're going to put it down, you want the 2 at the bottom to be flat. So you want to be able to see that all of the joins, if that makes any sense. So I'm just going to try and put these 2 on as well, just because I can, like so. As I say, the straighter you can get all of those, definitely the better. Okay, just put that on while I'm putting the glue on the next one. So this one is going to go on the other end. So I'm going to put the glue on this side here. There we go. Don't need a lot of glue because it will attach pretty quickly. So there's my 7th layer, like so. Okay, I'm just going to pop that peg on there, and I'm going to cut out a basket. So I can cut out either one of the baskets that go with the stamp set, or I can just cut out a plain one. I think I'm going to do a plain one. Let's see if I've got a scrap of suitable coloured card just to hand. Could have a purple basket. I've got a little bit of copper clay, that will do. And I'm just going to put it a little way in, and then I can still use this as a border for a card. I'll just move these off my platform. There we go. So let's just pop that on there. Oops. Try not to lose the little die as I go along. There's the die. There's my little hot air balloon basket. So there we go. So that's 7. So it really does make it stand out. And then the middle one is that red one there. Okay. So now what I can do is put glue on the back of this, like so, and position it on my card. I think I'm going to put it there. So I'm just going to hold that for a minute because it's quite a weight of the 7 layers of card. So what I could do if I wanted to is just again use the peg if it will reach and just hold that in place. Okay, what I'm going to do is put my little basket underneath like so. I guess you could put it on dimensionals, but I didn't want it to be, it's quite thick as it is, and if you had dimensionals as well I think it would be a little bit too high maybe. So let's get this a little bit straighter, just tucking that into the layers like so. Okay, now while that's all getting itself together, I'm going to stamp a sentiment, and I'm just going to do what I did before, which was stamp it and punch it out with the cloud punch, which is this one here. And so let's use Up and Away, Hooray It's Your Birthday. There we go. Let's grab a block. I think I'll just stamp that in black. Go. So just light tapping is all you need, and then I'm I'm going to stamp this a little way in so I've got space for my cloud to go around it, like so. Like that. So slot that into the punch, get it as straight as I need it to be, really, like so. And this can then go between these so it stands out quite nicely. You could also, from this piece of card here, I could have punched another cloud and have a cloud behind it. Let's do that with this one here. So what you want to do is, if you've got a piece here that you can use again in terms of a background, punch things out of the centre, but don't punch too close to the edge, and then you've still got a nice border around it. Okay, so this I can add either flat or at an angle, like so. You can also cut it across the middle and do part to the left and part to the right. So let me show you that. So what I can do is have that little bit there on the left hand side, and then this little bit here on the right, and it just looks like a bigger cloud behind. So let's just put a little bit of glue on this bit and this bit here. So I bring that down, it's angled a little bit more, like that. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. And it just gives the appearance of a bigger piece behind, even though it's actually the same size. You just cut it and spread it, and you can do that with many different shapes of embellishment and die cuts as well. Okay, let's open this up. I've got all my layers, like so. Yeah, it looks very cute. Hopefully you can see that. And we were saying at Coffee and Card that you could do this in somebody's team colours, for example, you know, red and white or blue and white or whatever. Right, let me find my dimensionals. I'll just use these as they're to hand. They are black ones, so we, as well as white dimensionals, we do have black. These are the small ones, which is a bit overkill, but they will just happen to be what I had to hand. So peel the backs off. So these are very useful if you're using dark card and you've got dimensionals near the edge that you don't want to see. So they have white backings, but they are actually black sticky dimensionals. There we go. Take that one off in the middle. And then we can position that. I quite like it across those balloons, although I could put it down there. To me it feels right there on the left. Gives a nice balance. And then we've got our balloon here on the right hand side. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different layers. There we go. So I hope you like that. I do apologise that this cloud paper has retired because it was only available during celebration. But if you order the stamp sale of the week this week, then I will make sure I have enough of this paper to send you to do this particular card. And you'll also get the die cuts for this, so whether you order the dies or the stamp set or both, you will always get the components for the cards, including the punched clouds, but you don't get any stamped images. But it does mean you can then do whatever you would like with that. So I've got Up, Up and Away, hooray, it's your birthday. I could also add another sentiment on the inside. I quite like Wish Big. You've got Hang in there as well, and also Just a Note to Lift You Up. And you could obviously take that little bit out and just have to lift you up, maybe, or a bigger happy birthday sentiment if you've got one to hand. I did have one, but it's slightly precariously placed. Here it is. So Phrases for All, if it's still in here, yeah. So I'm just going to stamp that on the inside. And this one, I've added the little clouds on the inside as well. If you can see that, that's what I did live. And for this one, if I had a little bit of paper left over, I'd put it across the bottom. Let's just pop the happy birthday on. Could do with a bigger block, which I had a little while ago. There it is. Nice long thin block. So I'm just going to ink that up with black. Hi Brenda. Thanks Caroline. Brenda, I hope you're well. Just going to stamp this in black. I know I don't normally, but it will coordinate then with the front of the card. So let's open this out and stamp this, hopefully fairly straight. No guarantees. There we go. There we are, pretty straight. That's that one there. And while I'm here, I will do this one. This was in Starry Sky, which I happen to have here. That's the same as the backing, so I will stamp that happy birthday inside as well. And you could add one of the balloons onto the envelope, or you could stamp a balloon onto the envelope, whichever you prefer. Let's put this on here, and hopefully again I'll have it fairly straight. There we are, that's in the blue. So that was the one we did on Monday, which I say you can see on YouTube and on Facebook. This video will be uploaded to YouTube this evening or tomorrow. So this has got 7 balloons on it. Up till now I've only done 5. You could carry on if you wanted to, but just bear in mind that when it goes flat, obviously you've got 7 layers of card underneath there. So you want to be sensible, but rather good fun. You could use patterned paper as well. It wouldn't fold out quite as well because it's thinner. I do like the fact that that is card, but it would certainly save on the weight and also the thickness. So there we are. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy or have enjoyed our 3D balloon. And our class in the box will go live for booking this evening. I've just got to do the last of the photographing. Always takes longer than you think. So if that's of interest to you, I have got the cards here. She says, let me just show them to you if you'd like to see them in sort of in person. So we have this one here, which is an easel card, like so. So that stands up really nicely, and you put your sentiment or your message on the inside. That folds flat. We've got this one here, so you get all the papers and the dies and the die cuts for all of these cards. We've got this one here, a triple panel. We've got this one here, a book, an opening book front, and then this one here with the different coloured die cuts that I put together, and those little flowers for the bling. They're very cute, little bling pieces as well. They're really nice. It's called I want to say it's called Simply Zinnia. Let me just see if I can show you the stamps and dies very quickly. You can see the papers really. So these are the dies. Really pretty. And then this is the stamps that have been coloured and then die cut. I love this one. So realistic. And then this one is the stamps on their own. Okay, so I hope that was useful to you. Brenda, let me know if you're up for a little die cutting, depending on how you're feeling. And as I say, the booking for those will start this evening. So thank you so much, everyone. I do hope you have a great evening, and I look forward to catching up with you really soon. Bye for now.